In the wild, every day is a gamble for survival. Every breath could be the last. The strong rely not only on power, but on strategy and resilience. Every battle for existence leaves its mark on this land. And only those who adapt earn the right to continue the story of life. The African savanna burns under the harsh Sunday. From afar, a roar shatters the silence, echoing across the parched grasslands. It is not just a sound, it is a challenge. A battle for dominance is about to unfold. In the world of the lion, power is never given. It must be taken, earned with razor-sharp claws and a fatal bite. Young males, exiled from their prides, roam the harsh land, awaiting their chance. They form coalitions, targeting powerful prides ruled by aging alpha males. When the moment comes, the savanna trembles, roars thunder through the air as the battle erupts. Claws tear, fangs strike, and the thick manes offer little protection against the fury of the challengers. In this brutal world, only the strongest survive. Only the victors have the right to shape the future. Lions can be ungainly in the trees. But on the ground, they not only steal kills, they seek to eliminate other predators. Even the much smaller African wild dog is seen as a rival. And in the lion's world, all competition must be destroyed. Wild dogs will normally do everything they can to steer clear of the great cat's path. But should a lion catch their scent, it goes on the offensive, hunting with a single-purpose annihilation. Silently, the lioness approaches. And then she strikes. In the chaos, the ever-watchful pack has left its pups undefended. By the time the adults return, 4 of the young are dead. She has no intention of eating them. The lioness leaves the bodies a cold warning to stay out of her path. This behavior seems brutal, but with fewer wild dogs, there is more food for the future of the lion's pride. Scientists even have a name for this leonine strategy of threat and intimidation. They call it the landscape of fear. And it extends over all other great predators that have the arrogance to cross a lion's path. As the first rays of sun touch the floor of the Ngorongoro crater, a majestic landscape is revealed, a perfect stage for mortal confrontations. Around the wetlands of the Ngorongoro swamp, herds of African buffalo move in silence, gathering in tight formations for mutual protection. Yet from deep within the dense, tall grasses, a pair of sharp eyes is watching. It is the lion. It observes its prey with a calculated calm, ever ready to launch into the hunt with agility and resolve. But no attack is easy. A powerful charge from an adult buffalo could seriously injure a lion. However, this is not just a confrontation between two species. In the sky, a Reptiles griffin vulture circles, waiting for the moment to clean the remnants of the battle. On the ground, hyenas furtively prowl, seeking a chance to steal the prize from the one called the King of the Plains. The Ngorongoro crater is not only a masterpiece of nature, but also an unforgiving battlefield for survival. Here, every creature, from the most powerful to the most discreet, contributes to the magical balance wisely ordained by creation. Located in northern Tanzania, the Ngorongoro Conservation Area spreads like a living canvas of wildlife, covering over 3,100 square miles. It is a unique wonder of the planet, recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site for its incredible fusion of ecological and cultural values. The name Ngorongoro originates from the crater itself, a colossal geological structure that symbolizes the deep link between time, ancient geological layers, and the unceasing flow of life. Every rock stratum, every stream, every mountain range here tells the story of how nature has formed, transformed, and endured through the ages. The Ngorongoro crater lies in the heart of northern Tanzania, a majestic remnant from the passage of ancient time. Two 2 to 3 million years ago, a colossal volcano stood here, its height rivaling the world's tallest peaks. Until a decisive moment when the volcano erupted, violently releasing an immense volume of lava and collapsing in on itself. The hollow core could not bear the weight of the summit, causing the entire structure to fall, creating a vast depression. This caldera, with a floor of 100 square miles and a depth of 2,000 feet, is what we know today as the Ngorongoro crater, the largest intact volcanic caldera in the world. Not only surrounded by majestic mountain ranges, the Ngorongoro Conservation Area is also a true paradise of biodiversity. Every element from rivers and wetlands to grasslands and woodlands is interwoven, forming a complex yet resilient ecosystem. Today, this area remains one of the most biodiverse places on the planet. Here, over 25,000 large mammals are part of an eternal cycle of life. Each species plays an essential role in this complex yet harmoniously balanced ecosystem, creating a picture where every detail has meaning. The endless grasslands stretch out like a living tapestry where thousands of herbivores gather, bringing vitality to a constantly moving landscape. The velvety green grass not only feeds the large animals, but is also a refuge for insects and tiny creatures. These small inhabitants perform vital functions, aerating the soil, decomposing organic matter, and supporting the natural cycle of regeneration. The Ngorongoro crater, with its rolling green plains, is a stage where wildlife unfolds like a never-ending drama. The Ngorongoro crater, with its vast space and unique ecosystem, is one of the most exceptional habitats for the lion. Known as the king of the Savannah, a symbol of power and authority, the lion has evolved over millions of years to occupy the highest position in the food chain of grassland ecosystems. However, in the enclosed environment of the Ngorongoro crater, the lion's story takes on a different hue, where geographical isolation and constant survival pressure create unique challenges and opportunities. The lion originated about 2 million years ago, initially in Africa, and once expanded into Asia, Europe, and even the Americas. Today, their range is almost exclusively confined to sub-Saharan Africa, and the Ngorongoro crater hosts one of the most stable remaining populations. The caldera, with its 100 square miles and surrounded by steep walls over 2,000 feet high, forms a self-contained ecosystem where lions are relatively protected from external threats. The lions living in the Ngorongoro crater are noted for their large size and extraordinary strength. Adult males weigh from 330 to 550 pounds with a body length of about 5.5 to 8 feet. Meanwhile, females are lighter and more agile, weighing from 265 to 400 pounds. The lion's body is perfectly designed for hunting powerful muscles, strong jaws with sharp teeth, and incredibly effective claws. Their pale, tawny coat acts as natural camouflage, allowing them to blend into the savanna environment. The male's mane is one of the species' most striking and iconic features. Thick and dark, the mane not only symbolizes strength but also indicates reproductive fitness. Lions with darker manes often have higher testosterone levels, making them more attractive to females during the mating season. Additionally, the mane serves as a natural coat of armor in battles over territory or for the protection of the pride. Here, the lion excels with its superior strength and lightning-fast attacks. Although typically living in a pride structure, lions do not always hunt in groups. When hunting alone, they tend to select smaller or less defensible prey, such as small antelope species. With a speed that can reach up to 50 miles per hour over short distances and the ability to leap up to 36 feet, a lion can close the distance to its prey in just a few seconds. A small unit of lionesses, often 2 to 4, will lead the hunt. Once close enough, one lioness suddenly bursts forward, causing panic and forcing the herd to scatter. The other lionesses quickly close in from different angles, isolating an individual from the herd. This strategy requires not only individual strength, but also precision and synchrony among the members. However, the lion is not always victorious. Their hunting success rate is only about 30%, especially when facing powerful prey like the African buffalo. In this enclosed caldera, the buffalo not only plays a crucial role in the ecosystem, but also stands as a symbol of life, unity, and collective defense. The large herds move slowly under the gentle sun, creating a seemingly peaceful scene that belies a constant readiness against any threat. The African buffalo has evolved over millions of years to become one of the continent's most powerful and adaptable herbivores. Today, they are widely distributed in sub-Saharan Africa, from vast grasslands to dense wetlands. In the Ngorongoro crater buffalo, find an ideal habitat: lush green plains, abundant water sources, and a relatively low level of external threat. Within the caldera, herds of African buffalo often congregate near rivers like the Munge and Oloronyuki, or around the wetlands of the Goringop swamp. The buffalo population in the Ngorongoro crater remains stable at about 4,000 individuals, forming one of the highest densities of buffalo in Africa. The buffalo possesses a powerful physique, perfectly adapted to the harsh conditions of nature. An adult individual can weigh between 1,100 and 2,200 pounds, reaching a length of up to 11 feet. Their curved horns, which can be up to 5 feet long, are not just a symbol of strength, but also an effective defensive tool. A thick coat and well-developed musculature help the buffalo withstand harsh climates and enhance its defense against lion attacks. African buffalo tend to live in large herds, forming a cohesive network that allows them to protect one another from predatory threats. Each herd typically numbers from 50 to 500 individuals, maintaining a stable and well-organized social structure. Buffalo usually move at dawn or late in the day when the weather is cooler to access water sources. Although they are frequent prey for large carnivores, their presence also regulates the density of vegetation. When attacked, a buffalo does not just defend itself alone. The entire herd often turns back to support the individual in danger, forming a nearly impenetrable defensive circle. The herd's social structure plays a fundamental role in its defensive and counter-attacking strategies. The adults, especially the males, often occupy the outer ring of the herd, forming the first line of defense. This arrangement protects the young and weaker individuals in the center, ensuring the cohesion and stability of the herd are maintained even in the most dangerous situations. Lion hunts for buffalo often begin with target selection. Hunting a full-grown buffalo is a high-risk endeavor. The lions must choose prey that is old, weak, or has been separated from the herd. When the hunt begins, the lions make full use of the Ngorongoro crater's varied terrain to conceal themselves. Tall grass and uneven areas provide ideal hiding spots, allowing them to approach their prey in silence. At the heart of the caldera, Lake Magadi shimmers like a turquoise gem amidst the vast landscape. Although it is a shallow alkaline lake with a depth of about 5.5 feet, it plays a fundamental role for life in the area. The lake's water is supplied by rivers such as the Manga and Oldupai, along with hot springs like Ngoitokitok, creating a continuous flow that sustains the wetlands of the Ngorongoro swamp. These wetlands are essential for the thousands of animals that depend on them for survival and growth throughout the year. The Ngorongoro crater, with its wild beauty and vibrant wetland system around Lake Magadi, is home to one of Africa's rarest species, the black rhinoceros. This is one of the few remaining populations of black rhinos in East Africa, with an estimated total of only about 30 individuals recorded. They typically live near Lake Magadi, where the abundant water and stable vegetation provide the necessary conditions for their survival. The black rhinoceros possesses a powerful body, weighing from 1,760 to 3,080 pounds. Its thick, dark grey skin protects it from both the harsh climate and potential attacks. Its characteristic curved horns, with the front horn reaching up to 20 inches, are not only a defensive tool, but also help them dig for food. The solitary or mother-calf lifestyle of the black rhino helps reduce the risk of detection by predators or humans. However, this trait also poses challenges for the species' reproduction and conservation. Poaching for their horns remains the primary cause of the severe decline in their numbers. The Ngorongoro crater, with its raw beauty and the vibrant wetland system around Lake Magadi, is home to one of Africa's most majestic species, the African elephant. With its immense size and dominant strength, the African elephant is not only the largest land mammal on the planet, but also an essential part of the diverse ecological tapestry of this region. The evolutionary origins of the African elephant date back millions of years. Over time, they have adapted to a wide range of habitats, becoming a symbol of resilience in the natural world. In the Ngorongoro crater, the elephant population remains stable, with about 300 to 400 individuals concentrated near the lakes and wetlands, especially the Goringop swamp area where water and vegetation are plentiful. The elephant's foraging behavior primarily occurs in the early morning and late evening when the weather is cooler. During the day, they often seek shade or stay in the wetlands to cool off. Adult individuals can weigh from 5,000 to 12,000 pounds, stand up to 13 feet tall, and reach a body length of about 26 feet. Their large ears serve a dual function, regulating body temperature and as a communication tool. Their tusks, which can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh about 200 pounds each, are used for digging, felling trees, and self-defense when necessary. With its majestic physique, the African elephant has almost no natural enemies. When threatened, it uses its trunk and tusks to counterattack. However, the most crucial factor is not just physical strength, but the unity of the herd. An adult female, known as the matriarch, typically leads the herd, guiding it with her experience and intelligence to find food and deal with danger. At any sign of a threat, the adult individuals will move to the front, forming a protective barrier that shields the young in the center. By transforming the landscape, creating movement corridors, and maintaining natural resources, the African elephant plays a vital role in shaping the ecology of the entire Ngorongoro crater. Their presence is a living testament to the order and harmony that creation has inscribed in nature. In the calm waters of the Goringop swamp, the hippopotamus plays an essential role in maintaining the stability of the local ecosystem. Its evolutionary history traces back to a common ancestor, with whales appearing around 55 million years ago. Over time, this species adapted to live in freshwater environments. In the Ngorongoro crater, hippos are primarily concentrated in lakes and wetlands like the Goringop swamp, where the water and vegetation conditions are ideal for their life. With an average weight of 3,000 to 4,000 pounds, the hippopotamus is a symbol of strength and endurance. Its robust barrel-shaped body, along with a thick skin of about 2 inches, allows it to withstand harsh environmental conditions and minimize water loss. Its skin secretes a red pigmented substance, often called blood sweat, which protects it from UV rays and prevents bacterial infections, acting as a natural suit of armor. Their canine tusks, which can be up to 20 inches long, are effective defensive weapons and a symbol of power in territorial disputes. The hippopotamus spends most of its day submerged in water to maintain its body temperature. Its eyes, ears, and nostrils are located on the top of its head, allowing it to see and breathe with ease. At night, the hippo comes ashore to feed. It is an herbivore, consuming about 80 pounds of vegetation each night, primarily the soft grasses that grow near the banks. This nocturnal feeding habit also helps it avoid the heat of the day and reduces the risk of being attacked by predators. Despite its placid appearance, the hippopotamus is actually one of the most aggressive animals in Africa. When it feels threatened, it uses its sharp tusks and a powerful bite of up to 1,800 psi to defend itself. In the ecosystem of the Ngorongoro crater, the hippopotamus is an indispensable link. Through their constant movement in the water, they create natural circulation channels and disperse nutrients through their feces, which helps improve the quality of aquatic vegetation. These activities not only maintain ecological balance, but also create living conditions for many other species, from small fish to water birds. The Ngorongoro crater, a vast caldera, is not only home to large animals but also a paradise for over 500 species of birds. From the wetlands like Goringop Swamp to the Ngoitokitok hot springs, the presence of these small wings creates a colorful ecological landscape reflecting the delicate balance of nature. The surrounding green grasslands and open woodlands are also home to countless resident bird species. These birds not only beautify the landscape, but also play an essential role in seed dispersal. And after the stories of majestic animals, let's have a fun fact you might not know about the giraffe. Despite having a neck up to 6 feet long and a height that can reach 19 feet, a giraffe's heart still has to pump blood all the way up to its brain. To achieve this extraordinary feat, they have a giant heart that weighs up to 24 pounds, is nearly 2 feet long, and generates blood pressure twice as high as a human's. Even more amazing is that despite their super long necks, giraffes have only 7 cervical vertebrae, exactly the same as we humans do. It's just that each of their vertebrae is over 11 inches longer. And one last thing, a giraffe's tongue is bluish purple and up to 18 inches long. They use this tongue to pluck leaves from thorny branches without getting hurt. What a perfect natural toolkit for survival on the savannah, isn't it? Amidst that serene silence, the grey-crowned crane appears standing out with its vibrant plumage and golden crown like a living emblem of Africa. Beyond its unique appearance, this bird plays a crucial role in maintaining the ecological balance within this sacred caldera. The grey-crowned crane belongs to the Gruidae family, one of the most ancient bird lineages with an evolutionary history spanning millions of years. Unlike many other crane species, this bird can perch in trees thanks to a flexible foot structure with long toes. This feature allows it to adapt to a variety of habitats, from wetlands and grasslands to open woodland areas. In the Ngorongoro crater, where unique natural elements converge, this species has found an ideal environment to thrive. Currently, it is estimated that there are about 100 to 150 grey-crowned cranes in the Ngorongoro crater area. However, globally, their numbers have significantly declined, with a total population of fewer than 50,000 individuals, leading the IUCN to classify the species as endangered. These birds often feed in shallow waters and grasslands near the wetlands. As omnivores, they use their strong beaks to search for insects, small animals, seeds, and aquatic plants. The grey-crowned crane is also famous for the elegant dances it performs during the breeding season or to strengthen pair bonds. As a monogamous species, these birds form stable pairs, building nests and raising their young together. On the surface of Lake Magadi, thousands of lesser flamingos gather, creating a pink tableau of extraordinary beauty. Under the soft sunset, as the water of Lake Magadi reflects the pink of the flamingo's wings, an incredible visual spectacle is created. The lesser flamingo is one of the most ancient bird species on record. Their ancestors adapted early to alkaline environments, a harsh setting where few species could survive. Over millions of years of evolution, they have become specialists in living in unique lakes like Magadi. Lake Magadi, with its high alkalinity, provides ideal conditions for the lesser flamingo. An estimated 5,000 to 15,000 individuals inhabit this area. The lesser flamingo demonstrates remarkable adaptability to the alkaline, mineral-rich waters. The thick skin on their legs protects them from chemical corrosion. Living in large flocks not only increases their ability to detect threats, but also allows them to quickly identify areas with abundant food. The feeding behavior of the lesser flamingo is a harmonious dance with its environment. They move gently through the shallow water, using their curved beaks to filter spirulina, algae, and cyanobacteria. Each individual can consume several hundred grams of food per day, which not only maintains their health, but also regulates the algal biomass, improving the lake's water quality.
It begins in the mists of the Cazorla and Segura Mountains, 435 miles to the north where the Guadalquivir River is born. This is the arena of the red deer. An ancient ritual is about to unfold, a conflict not of hatred but of necessity. For here in this autumnal arena, only the most powerful will pass on their legacy. For the vanquished, there is only the cold silence of a year's wait. The victor has claimed his prize. The land may seem at peace, but it is no safe haven for a climbing rodent. It is resting. A diet of nuts has made it intensely thirsty. With keen eyesight, it rises to ensure the coast is clear. For on this side of the river, a single sip of water can come at a terrible price. The Guadalquivir is born from the rains of the Andalusian mountains, shrouded in forests of pine. Its cradle is carved from solid rock. The current runs fast, white and turbulent. As the days shorten and the sunlight wanes, the trees draw the energy from their leaves. Their green fades, staining the ground with the colours of autumn. In the Caldera Mountains, this signals hardship, especially for a young red fox. Hunger is a constant companion. But survival here is not just about strength, it is about foresight. Weeks ago, a treasure was buried, and memory is the map that leads him back. But as he digs for his treasure, a larger male is watching. A few hasty bites are all he can manage. There is not enough for two. His stomach remains empty, and a desperate fox will do almost anything. Winter has cast its veil over the mountains. The forest is submerged in white. The river is now fed by the melting snow. But for the young fox, it is the bleakest of times. The stolen deer leg was his last hope. Maintaining a steady body temperature is a luxury his small frame can no longer afford. But this is Spain, and the Mediterranean sun brings a temporary reprieve to the forest prisoners. Though the air is still cold, the snow does not last. For some creatures, however, it is already too late. This is also the hunting ground of the fox's nemesis, the Iberian lynx, an enigmatic cat. And the lifeblood of this phantom hunter is the rabbit. The fate of the lynx is written in the fortunes of this single species. The rabbit strains to listen for the sound of absolute silence. The Iberian lynx is slowly pulling back from the brink of extinction. This is thanks to breeding centres and the reintroduction of rabbits into its habitat. The ancient Iberians called it the golden-eyed killer. With just one rabbit a day, this ruler helps keep the countryside free of foxes. From a distance, an owl is watching, its amber eyes glowing with the secrets of the night. Its mottled grey and white plumage blends into the background, a silent phantom of the deep forest. With each slow breath, it awaits the perfect moment to launch its attack. Without a sound, those wings can tear through the void in the blink of an eye. A flock of griffon vultures is attending to the carcass of a deer. But one deer is not enough to satisfy this squabbling congregation. The frenzy mounts as the meat begins to run out. But the chaos is silenced from above. A colossal shadow blots out the sun, a presence that commands respect before it even touches the ground. This is the cinereous vulture, the true monarch of the carrion feast. From above, it warns all others, then descends with an imperious dance. The cinereous vulture does not share its meal with anyone. It is Europe's largest bird of prey, a 22-pound engine of power. Unlike the griffon vultures who favour entrails, it prefers clean red meat free of fur and bone. It consumes only the choicest parts of the carcass. Its superior size allows it to effortlessly drive away the others. For them, the feast is over. In the same waters where white storks rest on their migration from Africa, thousands more of their kind arrive. They have just crossed the Strait of Gibraltar and must land in the Guadalquivir Valley to recover their strength. Morning sun spills through the canopy, awakening the tranquil forest. The majestic curved horns of the Highland cattle are not only for defense, but are a symbol of strength and resilience. Their every step is etched into an ancient land where myth and nature are one. gentle eyes hidden behind a thick fringe hold the stillness of centuries. Amidst the wild landscape and the biting wind, they stand firm like the very spirit of this untamed land. For a dormouse living in the garden, to venture out at night is to accept great risk. A snub-nosed viper is waiting for its dinner. These bee-eaters are arrivals from Africa. They immediately occupy the nesting holes that have lain empty for months. The competition for a burrow is fierce. Without one, a male will be rejected by the females. After their efforts, a curious ritual, they sunbathe to rid their bodies of parasites. The Guadalquivir, the great river to the ancient Arabs, was once home to a giant weighing up to 220 pounds. The sturgeon, a name now spoken like a whisper of a bygone era. A living relic that has haunted these waters for millennia. Officially, they are gone. But the river keeps its secrets, and in its darkest depths, perhaps a ghost of the past still endures. The eggs carried by the female are one of the world's most prized delicacies. There was once a caviar factory on this very river, but it closed in 1967. The black storks arrived from Africa many weeks ago. Each pair has sought out a private corner of the river, and for good reason. Their large chicks are perpetually hungry and thirsty. A shy species, the black stork, does not tolerate human approach like its cousin, the white stork. A little egret shatters the water's still surface, its spear-like bill striking at a fish. A few feet away, a purple swamphen appears. A vegetarian, it prefers soft young shoots. But no bird can rival the beauty of the flamingo. It filters the water with its specialized bill, much like a baleen whale. The ancients saw in them the mythical phoenix, the bird reborn from its own ashes. Where the Guadalquivir meets the Atlantic, a kingdom of sand is born from the struggle of two great bodies of water. The dunes seem to swallow the pines in their path, while the forest puts up a stubborn resistance. It is a hybrid ecosystem, half African, half European, sharing species with lands as distant as China, like the Iberian magpie. This bird exists only here and in a few pockets of Asia, a mystery that remains unsolved. Here too is the little chameleon, which can kill from a distance, its precise strike always aimed at the head. Here the river performs its final, most generous act. It relinquishes its own identity, surrendering its banks and its current, so that from its dissolution a new world may be born. This is not an end, but a transformation, a sacrifice that gives rise to a kingdom of life in the marshlands. New arrivals on wing and on foot hint at the secrets of life's great journeys. A great genetic exchange is taking place, carried by creatures in the trees and others in the water. For the birds to navigate the labyrinth of the sky and decide where to land is a simple matter. They can turn back, change their minds, and leave again. But for our traveller the river, there is no turning back. It has endured countless hardships to get here, and unlike the birds, it cannot flow upstream. An immense and ancient wilderness, a sanctuary for innumerable forms of life. Within these old-growth forests, a rhythm of life resonates through every fibre of the wood. It is the drumming of the three-toed woodpecker, a master of survival, its entire existence entwined with decaying trees. A quiet testament that in this kingdom death is merely the beginning of new life. In a cavity carved deep within an ancient trunk, chicks are nourished for 3 weeks until they are fledged and ready for flight. But for this fledgling, the greatest threat doesn't always come from above. A shadow is moving through the undergrowth, a Eurasian lynx. and yet the young bird is safe. This magnificent predator has its eyes on a much larger prize. This great cat favors more substantial prey such as chamois or deer. Persecution led to the lynx's complete eradication in Austria, but now they are slowly returning from the east down corridors of green. It caches its prey, returning to the kill until nothing is left. Only time will tell. This beautiful cat may yet have a second chance here. But even these pugnacious insects are beset by more powerful enemies. The frogs have long since left their spawning grounds. And they feed on the swarming ants. But it is the beetles, the larger ones, that make for a more substantial meal. Even now, some of the remote areas of the Ocha remain inaccessible. A secret forest where no tree has ever been felled. A primeval world lying beneath the canopy of colossal ancient trees. Here in the deep shade, fallen giants lie shrouded in moss. They are not truly dead, but rather embarking on a vibrant new chapter of their existence. This is the world of Deadwood, a bustling metropolis of mosses, rare fungi, and a myriad of creatures. A silent world of unseen wonders which forms the very foundation of the forest. Beside this ancient forest lies a protected wildlife sanctuary spanning more than 8,600 acres, a place where human footsteps are forbidden and nature is left to reign undisturbed. It will be left untouched. For decades, it has been a sanctuary. For decades, its call has been absent from these mountains. The Ural owl, a phantom of the Austrian forests. But now, after a long silence, that call is heard once more. a fragile echo returned to its ancestral home thanks to a dedicated human effort to reverse the tide of extinction. For several years it was raised in captivity before being released into this forest. It breeds again in the wild. At 4 weeks old, the owlets leave the nest before they can fly, but their parents still watch over them. This is a time of greatest vulnerability for these future hunters of the forest. Although the rabbit shares the same habitat, it holds little interest for the owl, and so they thrive in great numbers in this open forest. They move freely among the trees and find fresh food, and the rabbits also find this an ideal place to live, feeding on juniper berries. But they do not destroy these plants. Instead, they play a vital role in the germination of their seeds. Passage through a mammal's digestive tract is precisely what the seeds need to germinate, making these animals vital agents of dispersal. The surrounding forests hold many secrets. Revealed by a tangle of trees, a hidden entrance to an underworld. This natural vertical cave, some 165 feet deep, is a place of perpetual twilight. For just a few days in summer, shafts of sunlight penetrate this mysterious world, casting an ethereal glow. In midsummer, it is entirely free of snow. The mountain now shows its gentle side. In the vicinity of the summit, you will find herds of chamois and their pastures. These green meadows in early July are a nursery, and sometimes dozens of mothers and their young gather on a single large pasture. Even in these crowded meadows, the mood is peaceful, and the chamois signals take care of defining individual territories. A simple display of submission may be all that is required. The young also learn to find their place in this society. The hierarchy has been established. The dark mulberries that grow here are a high-calorie meal for many birds wintering over. Thanks to these sweet winter fruits, blackbirds and other fruit-loving birds successfully survive. Winter begins to release its grip on the juniper forest. As spring arrives, the uniform shape of the juniper forest for a short time changes beautifully and suddenly. Orchids emerge from the soil, and their colourful tropical insect-like flowers bloom in contrast to the deep green of the junipers. During this flowering period, the juniper forest becomes a home for many species. Searching for a place to raise a family, the greenfinch builds its nest in the cracks and crevices of the branches. At the foot of the mountains, an energetic bird searches for nectar in the lobelia flowers. A long curved bill can reach the depths of the cavities in these flowers, and as it flies from one to another, the wall creeper becomes an agent of pollination. The trees grow incredibly slowly, no more than 3 millimeters a year, and its forests take many decades to achieve a certain density. It is natural that the oldest junipers can live for more than 1,000 years. There are birds of prey living among these ancient trees, searching for different kinds of food to feed their young, including carrion reptiles and frogs. Finally, it is time for the little booted eagle to eat. The parents take turns protecting it from the elements, but now it is time for dinner. The eaglets beg and touch their parents' beaks with their own, to encourage them to regurgitate the food stored in their crops. The stored food is delivered directly to them. Like the woodpeckers, these birds peck at the ground in search of insects. The hoopoe wastes no time in defining the territory it has just settled. But it is not paying attention to what is happening nearby. There is another hunter prowling nearby. It is a weasel. The weasel weighs less than 3.53 ounces, but it can hunt squirrels and rabbits, although it is usually satisfied with rodents that match its size, such as dormice. Here amongst the rowan trees, all life must adapt to frequent rain and low temperatures. While it still rains heavily in the west, the summer seems clearer in the dry eastern part of the island. And while this may seem a paradise free of predators, there are killers here. Here, the killers are ants, overwhelming their victims with a venomous bite. It can be a formidable challenge in the battle of midsummer. Summer is coming to an end. And with the arrival of autumn, the arena is witnessing strange weather. Every evening, a flock of geese returns 2 silhouettes. Their silhouette at dusk is a sign that the year is drawing to a close. And there on the beach, the long nights bring a surprising spectacle. The year is ending, and high in the mountains, it is time for one last surprise. These are larches, the only conifers on the continent to shed their needles in the cold months. Trees considered to be close relatives of the southern larches have been found thousands of miles away in South America. This rare glimpse of autumn colour lasts only a few weeks. The strange garden, it blooms in the spring. As the northern summer approaches, there will be no trace of the colourful orchids, and the land will remain green only where water is plentiful. The fluctuations of the limestone region attract different animals, especially in summer. The vulture is a witness to the harshness of this ecosystem. In winter, they lay a single egg that hatches in the worst climatic conditions where snowfall is frequent and the forest conditions are harsh. This is the first bird to breed in ancient Europe during the calendar year. The cinereous vulture is the only species that breeds in these low temperatures. Other animals in the juniper forest are focused only on survival. The cinereous vulture has one of the longest breeding cycles in the avian world. A pair spends its entire life together, 6 months of caring for their young. These Egyptian vultures have just arrived from their winter homes in Africa. Another neighbour in this rocky mountain region. It is a small, specialised eagle that feeds on carrion and small animals it often finds among the remains. The Egyptian vulture travels thousands of miles. Every year to breed in this harsh environment where trees seem to grow out of the rocks. The white-capped waves endlessly crashed against the rocky shore, singing the eternal song of the... The salty sea breeze whipped against my face, carrying the pristine breath of the untamed land. While the battle for survival unfolds on the cliffs, another quieter story is beginning below in the cool, clear waters. The cold, oxygen-rich water, together with the river gravel, makes this a perfect landing spot for a unique whitefish. Here, great secrets are gathered from the fish and for mating. The fish provoke each other. They need great secrets to get in the right mood. In the deep ravines, winter may be gentler, but other dangers lurk over and over again like an endless stream. Avalanches threaten to sweep the animals deeper. Caution is necessary, and this is not easy during the mating season. The Alpine ibex may have succeeded in claiming the land. But to dominate a territory is one thing. To win the right to mate is another challenge entirely. The male displays his strength, his lineage etched in the size of his horns. But it is the female who is the final judge. Just a slight turn of the head, a step away, and the contest is over. With her, there are no second chances. A line of tracks in the snow reveals the presence of a hidden predator. The lynx. It is a young male migrating from the east in search of a mate. There is plenty of prey here, and it looks very appetizing. The lynx's territory covers vast distances, 154 square miles. That is not unusual, as each male's territory overlaps with that of several females, and scent markings inform him of females ready to mate. In the middle of winter, the high peaks seem a harsh and isolated place. But even in these times, there is life here. Globally, these birds are almost invisible. They are that rare. In the far west, the ptarmigan feels at home at the northern tip of the heartland with its polar storms. Even for these Arctic birds, they do not come here every year. Only when the Central Alps are very crowded do they take flight. A small group of them visits this isolated peak. He is a master of camouflage. Through the seasons, constantly changing its plumage to adapt to its surroundings. This change of plumage is caused by the changing length of the day. A new cycle of life begins on the mountain. But not all of this forest's hidden hunters are cloaked in fur or damp skin. Among the leaf litter, a different pattern moves in silence. The common European adder, Vipera berus, a master of camouflage. Its dorsal zigzag pattern blends perfectly with the dappled light and shadow of the forest floor. As a reptile, its body temperature is dictated by its surroundings. Basking is a vital ritual gathering the energy needed for the hunt. It is a patient ambush predator, waiting for prey, typically small rodents or lizards, to come within striking range. Its bite delivers a potent hemotoxin, an efficient tool for rapidly subduing its victim. Unlike many snakes, it does not lay eggs. Instead, the female incubates them internally, giving birth to live young. A specialized predator perfectly adapted for a life within the shadows of this ancient woodland. From the sun-drenched peaks to the deepest shaded ravines, This mountain sanctuary is a mosaic of interconnected lives. Each living thing, from the colossal ancient trees to the smallest insect, is a vital thread in a vast, intricate tapestry. Predator and prey pollinator and flower life and decay, all performing their part in a timeless rhythm. Here, within these protected corridors, life continues as it has for millennia. It is a powerful reminder that when we choose to step back to allow nature its space, the extraordinary, resilient, and beautiful drama of the natural world will continue to unfold. A world of ancient wonders which still holds secrets we are only just beginning to understand. In the vastness of the Atlantic, a titan stirs. Forged in fire, crowned by stars, these are not mere islands. They are worlds unto themselves, born from the planet's violent heart to gaze upon the heavens. Mount Teide soars to an impressive 12,140 feet, the highest peak in the Atlantic, and the third tallest volcano on Earth. This is an island among islands, a silent world reserved for the most extraordinary of visitors. This alpine terrain, along with the rugged Caldera de Taburiente National Park on the neighboring island of La Palma, creates an environment unlike any other on Earth. The high mountain ecosystem here is one of extremes, with temperatures fluctuating between 14 and 104 degrees Fahrenheit. In this remote and unforgiving volcanic world, there exist remarkable plants and animals, masters of survival against the biting cold and scorching heat. But even in this gallery of scorched rock and biting wind life finds a foothold. Here a dynasty endures, the Tenerife lizard, an ancient mariner whose ancestors rode the waves of time to conquer this volcanic realm. Around 9 million years ago, their ancestors arrived from the oldest islands, gradually colonizing the entire archipelago right up to the highest peaks. On these summits, they face the fewest predators, allowing them to carry out their reproductive instincts with little hindrance. Large males compete and chase one another, vying to drive rivals away from receptive females. In late spring, the harsh peaks of La Palma and Tenerife transform into a magnificent yet fleeting paradise. The crimson spires of the Tower of Jewels, or Taginaste Rojo, are among the most spectacular of blooms. They grow only here, on the high slopes of Teide and the Caldera de Taburiente. Standing 6 to 10 feet tall, these floral columns are rich in nectar and pollen, attracting a host of endemic insects. Though they last for just a few weeks, their brief existence is essential for the insects confined to these peaks, the only home they know. The color of the echium seems to echo the fiery lava that once flowed from the heavens. The volcanic origins of the Canaries are ever present. From the highest summits to the coast, the ceaseless ocean carves away at the shore, revealing the island's volcanic heart. Deep volcanic ravines etch their way to the sea. All these geological features are the legacy of volcanic activity that began shaping the archipelago 20 million years ago. The presence of ancient islands like Lanzarote evokes a vision of our planet in its primordial state. Even in the most barren and hostile places, life finds a way. Plants, lizards and birds have made this their home. In the far north of the archipelago, on Lanzarote, Eleonora's falcons spend the summer after a journey of thousands of miles from their wintering grounds in Madagascar. They establish their summer breeding colonies on precipitous volcanic slopes. The chicks are raised on a single food source, migrating birds which the parents hunt over the open ocean. These winds, the bringers of death for the migrants, are also the architects of life below. They churn the surface, stirring the very currents that connect this archipelago, and where the currents quicken, so too does the pulse of the ocean, a flash of silver in the blue dolphins. A school of small fish tries to escape by forming a giant bait ball, but the dolphins pick them off one by one, enjoying a fine meal delivered by the currents. In the vast emptiness of the Atlantic at the very edge of the old world, a kingdom forged in the planet's molten heart, these islands ripped through the ocean floor to write the first chapter in a unique story of life. Seen rulers. Above, clouds are driven by the trade winds, the Alisios. As they blow across the ocean, these winds gather moisture, which then condenses into cloud. The lower islands can only watch as these clouds carrying their precious moisture drift by. But the taller islands, with peaks rising thousands of feet above the sea, act as a barrier arresting the clouds in their path. These are the Canary Islands, a natural laboratory for evolution itself, and release their gift of life. And on the sun-scorched slopes of El Hierro, a rumour-given flesh, a ghost from a lost world endures, the lifeblood of the land. Below the summit of Teide, and in the highlands of Gran Canaria, the clouds encounter the realm of the pine forests. Higher still, where the clouds weave their misty shroud, another kingdom rises, a forest born of ash yet robed in green, the Canary Island pine. This is a tree with fire in its memory and the sea in its breath, a testament to resilience. Its long, slender needles allow it to capture moisture from the sea of clouds that drifts through its branches. These volcanic forests are home to a small and unique assembly of rare animals which arrived gradually from Africa and Europe to colonize this miniature world. One of these is the blue chaffinch. This bird is a beautiful prisoner, isolated within the pine forests of just two islands, Gran Canaria and Tenerife. Its unusual deep blue plumage is a reminder of the universe it inhabits, caught between the endless sky and the deep blue ocean. This forest specialist feeds almost entirely on pine nuts, so its fate is directly tied to the survival of these woodlands. Curiously, the great spotted woodpecker also lives only on these same islands, but it is a more recent resident, having arrived just a few thousand years ago. For them, discovering great mountains covered in pine was like finding paradise, a land of abundant food and a place to raise a family with no competitors. Amidst the primeval pine forests, they drum a rhythm against the trees, as if marking their territory in a newfound paradise. Here, forest and river merge into a single unified entity, creating a living, breathing labyrinth that stretches without end. On La Palma, where there are no blue chaffinches or woodpeckers, the red-billed chough lives only on the sheer cliffs of the Caldera de Taburiente. Arriving from Africa's Atlas Mountains tens of thousands of years ago, they found safe nesting walls and readily adapted to the most plentiful resource, Canary pine nuts. Once believed extinct, this ancient reptile is a living fossil, a remnant from a world long vanished. A few miles from the pine forests, a family of pilot whales patrols the waters around the islands like small satellites. The continental shelf plummets thousands of feet just offshore. Pilot whales are experts at exploiting the riches of this deep, mysterious world. They dive in search of giant squid, returning to the surface to breathe play and reinforce their close family bonds. High above the clouds are in constant motion, colliding with the flanks of the tallest islands. Where they meet, the air is cool and moist. It is here that one of the planet's most ancient forests survives, the Laurisilva, or Laurel forest. This subtropical forest, hidden between clouds and volcanic peaks, is a true lost paradise, millions of years old. Mosses and lichens coat the trunks and branches, experts at milking the clouds, absorbing every droplet of airborne water. Its scales, ancient as the rock it rests upon, form a living tapestry that drinks in the sun. Since prehistoric times. Every ray is a vital fuel stoking the slow reptilian fire that has burned within this lineage for millennia. Every square inch of the laurel forest is dedicated to capturing moisture from the mist, creating a constant drip that allows countless ferns and climbing plants to thrive. Its very survival is a fragile testament to the sheer tenacity of life. Contain an endless world of green. This rich, mysterious atmosphere is also a refuge for other lost creatures, prisoners of the mist. Their fate depends entirely on the survival of the Laurisilva. Bolly's pigeon moves almost without a sound, taking flight at the first sign of danger. But survival here is not always a game of patience. Of discretion, arriving and departing without a trace, almost as if it were never there. The laurel pigeon is just as silent and graceful, but it may venture from the forest to nest and feed among the cliffs and ravines. Meanwhile, intense erosion has sculpted spectacular landscapes, deep ravines or barrancos with sheer sides rising hundreds of feet. This is a world inhabited by plants and animals whose lives are intricately connected. The Gran Canaria giant lizard is the master of these ravines. These lizards roam their territory, fulfilling their role. They are almost entirely vegetarian, feeding mainly on endemic fruits. Small birds like the Canary Islands shiftchaff actively participate in propagating their favorite plants. They consume a unique, nutrient-rich food and in return help the plants to flourish. But this harmony also depends on predators. The ravines provide ideal vantage points for a small falcon. The resourcefulness and adaptability of the kestrel have made it the most common bird of prey in the archipelago. For the lizards, their paradise was disrupted by the arrival of this small hunter. But the archipelago is also the sea. The space between the islands is no void. The ocean connects them. Cosmic voyagers have traversed these seas and skies since the dawn of their existence. Cetaceans like the sperm whale swim between the volcanic mountains. The combination of geography, currents, seabed topography and climate makes the Canary Islands one of the world's hotspots for cetaceans. Here, the sea unites two worlds rather than dividing them. On the eastern islands of Fuerteventura and Lanzarote, and in the south of Gran Canaria, the influence of the nearby Sahara is unmistakable. The spirit of the desert captures the heart of these islands. The desert is more than just sand and sun. It is where the wild beauty reaches the utmost silence. Amidst the dry winds and harsh terrain, there exists a beauty that makes even the sea silent. Perhaps it is this harshness that makes the desert occupy the heart of the islands, like a whisper of the mainland in the vast ocean. Here, travelers from Africa have found a hospitable environment. The small Canarian Hubara bustard arrived 20,000 years ago. On the dunes, the bustard finds plants and insects so appealing that it has never returned to its African origins. On the beaches of the Canaries, two worlds meet. A layer of fine white sand, the crushed remains of shells and mollusks, blankets the volcanic rock. The desert's bounty also provides refuge for the stone curlew, which hides its well-camouflaged eggs amongst the scrub. Its plumage allows it to virtually disappear when the desert plants are in bloom, hidden from predatory gulls. Beyond the shore, where the ocean embraces the islands, another surprising creature hides beneath the waves. In these Atlantic waters, ghosts of the past still swim. Relics of a bygone era, long vanished from other seas, have found their last sanctuary here, and among them a phantom of the seabed, the angel shark. Here, large populations of this flattened shark still survive, a living relic from another time patrolling the seabed of this volcanic world. In the vast emptiness of the Atlantic, at the very edge of the old world, a kingdom was born of fire. Forged in the planet's molten heart, these islands ripped through the ocean floor to write the first chapter in a unique story of life. These are the Canary Islands, a natural laboratory for evolution itself. And on the sun-scorched slopes of El Hierro, a rumour-given flesh, a ghost from a lost world endures. Amidst the primeval pine forests, they drum a rhythm against the trees, as if marking their territory in a newfound paradise. Giant lizard Galotia. Once believed extinct, this ancient reptile is a living fossil, a remnant from a world long vanished. Its scales, ancient as the rock it rests upon, form a living tapestry that drinks in the sun. Every ray is a vital fuel stoking the slow reptilian fire that has burned within this lineage for millennia. Its very survival is a fragile testament to the sheer tenacity of life. But survival here is not always a game of patience. In these same skies, a different kind of ancient wisdom takes flight. A mind encased in feathers that has learned to solve problems. The Canarian Egyptian vulture, known locally as the gyre, An endemic subspecies, Neophron percnopterus majorensis, it is the only bird of prey in the world known to use tools with such deliberation. With a sharp stone gripped firmly in its beak, it can shatter the thick shells of large eggs, a feat of calculated force and patience. This remarkable skill is not pure instinct. It is learned through observation and practice, a genuine sign of animal culture. Its white plumage is striking against the blue, but it's the broad wings and black flight feathers that grant it such mastery of the air. It can soar for hours, on the thermal updrafts, wings held steady, scanning a vast territory for carrion. A diet of carrion would be lethal for most, yet its digestive system is armed with powerful acids that neutralize the deadliest of pathogens. The chick will hatch in early spring when conditions in the high mountains are still exceptionally harsh and heavy snow may yet fall. Now, every flight is more than a search for food. It is a desperate battle for the survival of an entire lineage. A fragile chick could easily perish in the frozen month of January. Two survivors from a different time, their futures now entwined and hanging by the slenderest of threads. The question that hangs in the Atlantic air is no longer if they can survive the crucible of nature, but whether they can survive us.
Amidst the green grasslands inside the Ngorongoro crater, the serval moves in silence, blending into the wild environment. This small wildcat is an essential part of the ecological structure here, where its elegance combines perfectly with a latent power. With a slender body, large, ever-alert ears and silent movements, the serval becomes a mysterious yet incredibly precise predator. The serval is one of the most ancient surviving cat species, reflecting the long evolution of small felines in Africa. This cat is widely distributed in sub-Saharan Africa, especially in savanna marsh and woodland areas. In the Ngorongoro crater, the serval is mainly found in the western plains. The serval has a slender build with a height of 21 to 24 inches and a weight of 15 to 40 pounds. Its golden coat with distinct black spots allows it to camouflage effectively in the tall grass. Its large ears, one of its most notable features, can detect the faintest sounds of rodents. Its long legs give it agility and an impressive jumping ability up to 12 feet in height and 9 feet in length, allowing it to attack from different angles. Its hunting strategy combines patience with speed. It moves slowly through the tall grass, its ears pricked to listen for the slightest movement. Once it locates its prey, it launches forward with a quick burst of speed and a powerful leap, using its sharp claws to snatch it. Its hunting efficiency is remarkable, with a success rate of up to 50%, much higher than that of many larger cats. On the vast grasslands of the Ngorongoro crater, the common eland moves with a serene yet powerful presence. As the largest antelope on the planet, the eland stands out not only for its majestic size but also for its extraordinary adaptability to harsh environments. The lineage of the eland dates back millions of years, when the first antelopes learned to survive on the vast savannas. Over time, they evolved to become larger, more agile, and to have patterned coats that help them camouflage. Today, the eland is primarily distributed in sub-Saharan Africa. In the Ngorongoro crater, they are often observed in the eastern and western plains. The daily life of the eland revolves around the search for food and water. They typically live in groups of 15 to 25 individuals. They move mainly at dawn and dusk, avoiding the intense heat of midday. Their diet consists of grass, shrub leaves, and even plants that many other species cannot efficiently digest. The common eland has a majestic stature, standing about 6 feet tall, with a weight of 880 to 2,200 pounds. Its pale brown coat with vertical white stripes helps it blend into the grassland. Its twisted horns, which can be up to 26 inches long, become effective defensive weapons against attacks from lions or spotted hyenas. On the vast grasslands of the Ngorongoro crater, herds of Grant zebras move gently over the green vegetation like a melody gliding through the wild nature. As a subspecies of the plains zebra, the Grant's zebra has inhabited the African savannas for over 2 million years. The Grant's zebra is widely distributed in East Africa from Tanzania to Kenya and Uganda, with a significant density within the Ngorongoro crater. The estimated population of Grant's zebras in this region ranges from 4,000 to 5,000 individuals, playing a fundamental role in the ecological balance of the area. Grant's zebras can stand from 3.5 to 5 feet tall, with a weight of 485 to 700 pounds. Each individual has a unique stripe pattern that acts as a biological fingerprint, allowing them to easily recognize each other within the herd. Beyond their unique beauty, these stripes have essential functions for the species' survival. The black and white stripe pattern is not only for individual identification, but also acts as camouflage when in motion. When the whole herd moves in unison, predators can be disoriented by the optical effect. Additionally, the stripes help regulate body temperature by creating air currents on the skin's surface, allowing the zebra to withstand the scorching heat of the savannah. Grant's zebras live in small family groups, usually consisting of an adult male, a few females, and their young. During the migration season, these small groups can merge into large herds of up to thousands of individuals. Their diet consists mainly of grass making, up to 90% of their food intake. Thanks to their efficient digestive system, they can process even tough grasses that other herbivores cannot utilize. In the Ngorongoro crater, herds of Grant's gazelles silently cross the rolling grasslands, each gentle step like a wild melody of nature. This subspecies is mainly distributed in the East African region from Tanzania and Kenya to southern Sudan. In the Ngorongoro crater, they typically inhabit the open plains where the low vegetation and sparse shrubs create an ideal environment for survival. The estimated total population of Grant's gazelles in the area ranges from 1,500 to 2,000 individuals, maintaining stability in a protected habitat. The Grant's gazelle possesses a slender yet powerful body with a height of 31 to 37 inches, a weight of 77 to 180 pounds, and a pair of curved horns that can be up to 32 inches long. Their large eyes not only widen their field of vision, but also play a crucial role in detecting predators from a distance. Living in herds allows Grant's gazelles to increase their chances of survival against threats. Each group typically consists of 10 to 30 individuals with an adult male serving as the leader. In addition to speed and agility, Grant's gazelles possess the ability to communicate effectively within the herd. They use warning sounds, body gestures, and organized movements to alert and react to danger. Near the Laurel forest area, where the green canopy covers the landscape and the water of small rivers meanders, the waterbuck often appears to feed. The waterbuck has evolved over millions of years, developing from the ancient ancestors of the Bovidae family to adapt to environments near water. This evolution has allowed them to develop a thick skin that protects them from insects, characteristic scent glands that help camouflage them from predators, and excellent swimming ability. The waterbuck is widely distributed in the sub-Saharan African region, primarily living in savannas and open woodlands near water sources. In the Ngorongoro crater, they are mainly concentrated in the Laurel forest area, where the abundant vegetation and clean water from streams create an ideal year-round habitat. The waterbuck population in this area remains stable, with an estimate of 300 to 400 individuals, a testament to the effectiveness of the conservation measures implemented. The waterbuck is one of the largest and most robust antelope species. Adult males reach a height of 47 to 54 inches with a weight of 440 to 660 pounds. Females are smaller, with an average weight of 350 to 480 pounds. The males possess long, strong, crescent-shaped horns, which are effective defensive tools against predator attacks. The main diet of the waterbuck consists of grass, although in scarce conditions they also eat shrub leaves and other herbaceous plants. Their adapted digestive system allows them to process low-nutrient food sources that many other herbivores cannot digest. When faced with danger, the waterbuck employs a special survival strategy. It uses its swimming ability to dive into the water, evading predators like lions or African wild dogs, which do not have an advantage in an aquatic environment. Around the Ngorongoro crater, the landscape does not stop at the caldera but changes with every step. The surrounding mountains, plains, and gorges reveal a whole new world. Along the mountain slopes, the Munga and Oloroinyuki rivers meander, carrying water from the highlands down to the caldera floor. Their waters not only nourish the open woodlands, but also create the swamps where life congregates. The open woodlands on the crater's rim are a surprising part of the ecosystem. They are not as dense as a tropical forest, but softer, with a low canopy that casts shade on a grass-covered floor. This is the perfect refuge for predators. The creatures that have adapted to this environment seek shelter and hunt in the shade of the canopy. Beyond the rim of the Ngorongoro crater, the Serengeti plains stretch endlessly like a golden canvas under the sun. This is where the cheetah finds its ideal environment, an open space that allows it to display its incredible speed. Each stride on the plains is part of a natural symphony telling an evolutionary story of adaptation and survival in this harsh land. The origin of the cheetah can be traced back millions of years when its ancestors inhabited the vast grasslands stretching from Africa to Asia and even North America. However, climate change and human impact have shrunk their range, and today they exist mainly in the sub-Saharan African region. In the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, cheetahs are found primarily in the grassland areas near the crater rim and around Lake Magadi. The population of this species in the region is estimated at 50 to 70 individuals, a small but important number in the complex ecosystem of the area. The cheetah is one of the few predators that hunts mainly during the day. They typically hunt in the early morning or late afternoon when temperatures are cooler and the risk of conflict with other large predators is lower. In the short grass areas, their common prey includes species like Thompson's gazelle, Grant's gazelle, and some large birds. The cheetah's hunting strategy combines patience and lightning speed. First, it approaches its prey stealthily, using the environment to hide. When the distance is reduced to between 60 and 100 feet, the cheetah accelerates, capable of reaching up to 70 miles per hour in just a few seconds. However, the success rate for each hunt is only about 50%. Failure can be due to the prey's endurance or the interference of other predators like hyenas, which often steal the prize without participating in the hunt. Currently, according to the IUCN classification, this species is in the vulnerable category with a total global population of only 6,500 to 7,000 individuals. In Ngorongoro, conservation measures such as controlling human activities and maintaining natural habitats have helped stabilize the cheetah population. On the grasslands at the edge of the Ngorongoro crater, the black-backed jackal glides gently through the tall bushes, its silver and black coat shimmering in the morning sun. It hunts small animals like rodents, birds, and lizards, but when the opportunity arises, it does not hesitate to join the feast of a large carcass left by lions. It often waits until the large predators have retreated or takes advantage of the chaos around to get a meal. The black-backed jackal is not only intelligent but also resilient to the challenges of its environment. However, in the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, thanks to strict protection and conservation measures, their numbers remain stable at about 300 to 500 individuals. The presence of powerful predators, such as lions and spotted hyenas along with diseases, has led to the local extinction of the African wild dog inside the caldera. Although small packs are sometimes seen in the adjacent areas of the conservation area, their existence here remains extremely fragile. Globally, this species also faces great pressure with a total estimated population of only about 6,000 individuals, of which fewer than 1,500 are adults. For this reason, the African wild dog is classified as endangered by the IUCN. It remains one of the species with the highest hunting success rate, up to 80%. The body structure of the African wild dog is optimized for speed and endurance. Long muscular legs, are the foundation for running continuously at speeds of up to 44 miles per hour during long chases. As night falls on the outskirts of the Ngorongoro crater, the echoing laugh of the spotted hyena shatters the silence, like an unmistakable declaration from a tenacious predator. That characteristic sound is not just a communication tool, but a reflection of social cohesion and collective strength. On the vast grasslands, the spotted hyena moves like a seasoned warrior driven by a survival instinct forged in a competitive environment. The spotted hyena possesses a robust physique with a body length of 4 to 6 feet and a weight of 88 to 190 pounds, designed to withstand pressure and endure tireless pursuits. One of its most notable features is its powerful bite, which can reach up to 1,100 psi. Thanks to this, it is capable of crushing large bones and accessing the nutrient-rich marrow, something most other predators cannot utilize. Its extremely keen sense of smell allows it to locate a carcass or prey from a distance of several miles. The hunting strategy of the spotted hyena is a perfect combination of strength, endurance, and close coordination. When prey is detected, the entire clan acts in concert to surround it, primarily targeting large herbivores like wildebeest zebra or Thompson's gazelle. The individuals in the clan isolate the prey by applying constant pressure through their endurance and speed. Once the prey is exhausted, they surround, overpower, and finish it with their powerful jaws. With a success rate of 50 to 60%, the spotted hyena is one of the most effective predators, surpassing even many larger species in the ecosystem. Hidden in the shade of the open woodland or concealed among the rock crevices, the leopard appears as an artist of stealth, silently waiting for the perfect moment to act. Its tawny coat, dotted with distinctive black rosettes, blends with the light and shadow of the environment, turning it into a furtive silhouette as it stalks. The leopard's body is a masterpiece of evolution designed to combine strength and agility. It is 4 to 6 feet long, weighs 80 to 150 pounds, and has a tail nearly 3 feet long that helps it balance while climbing. Well-developed muscles and sharp claws allow it to climb trees with ease, even while dragging prey heavier than its own weight. It spends most of the day resting on tree branches or in shady spots, becoming truly active at dawn or dusk. The leopard is a solitary animal appearing in pairs only during the mating season or when a mother is caring for her cubs. On the outskirts of the Ngorongoro crater, it often chooses the intermediate areas between open woodland and grassland. Small antelopes like the Thompson's gazelle or impala are its frequent prey. However, it can also hunt large birds, hares, or rodents when necessary. Its hunting success rate ranges from 30 to 50%. The leopard's hunting strategy is the pinnacle of patience and precision. It approaches its target in complete silence, closing the distance to just 20 to 30 feet before launching a surprise attack. A quick and precise leap combined with a fatal bite to the neck or nape of the prey ends the hunt in just a few seconds. The vast grasslands on the rim of the Ngorongoro crater, where open woodlands merge into a wide landscape, are home to the hartebeest. Its population in this area remains relatively stable, with a few hundred individuals thanks to strict conservation measures. The hartebeest is one of the large antelope species, standing about 4 feet tall and weighing from 265 to 440 pounds. Its vibrant reddish-brown coat, marked by a white blaze down the middle of its face, allows it to camouflage on the grassland. Its curved, long and slightly twisted horns are effective defensive weapons and also symbolize strength and status within the herd. This antelope species typically lives in herds of 20 to 100 individuals, with a structure centered on females and their young. Adult males often live separately, rejoining the herd only during the mating season to compete for reproductive rights. The hartebeest is a specialized grazer, primarily feeding on fibrous grasses that many other species reject. Its developed digestive system allows it to extract nutrients from scarce food sources, especially during the dry season. However, the presence of the hartebeest in Ngorongoro is not just of ecological significance, but is also part of a story of survival. They frequently face predators such as spotted hyenas and leopards. The hartebeest's body is perfectly designed for long journeys and life or death sprints. Its long, muscular legs allow it to move agilely over uneven terrain and run at speeds of up to 43 miles per hour when necessary. Along the open woodlands on the rim of the Ngorongoro crater, where the vegetation transitions between savanna and forest. The olive baboon moves skillfully among the high treetops, becoming an integral part of the wild, natural landscape of this region. This primate species originated in the Pleistocene, evolving from ancient ancestors and adapting over hundreds of thousands of years to climatic changes and harsh living conditions. Thanks to this, the olive baboon has developed a remarkable ability to survive in various environments, from open areas to dense tropical forests. Adult males weigh from 50 to 80 pounds, with a body length of about 25 to 30 inches. Females are smaller, weighing from 30 to 40 pounds. Their characteristic grey-green coat allows them to camouflage easily in their environment. The structure of their hands with opposable thumbs gives them excellent dexterity for climbing, handling food, and moving on complex terrains. While moving, the olive baboon demonstrates meticulous coordination. They often travel in a formation with adult males leading and guarding, while females and young are protected in the center. This strategy significantly reduces the risk of being attacked by predators such as leopards or spotted hyenas. The diet of the olive baboon is very diverse, including fruits, leaves, seeds, insects, and even small animals. The survival ability of the olive baboon is based not only on physical strength, but also on their advanced social intelligence. They use a range of calls and gestures to communicate warn of danger or coordinate actions within the troop. Like a ceaseless rhythm of nature, The Great Migration glides across the vast plains and open woodlands of the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, creating a vibrant spectacle of wildlife. Millions of animals move in a continuous journey where every step of the wildebeest, zebra and gazelle contributes to the symphony of existence. This migratory route originated millions of years ago as ungulates began to adapt to the seasonal changes in climate and vegetation. The Ngorongoro Conservation Area is an essential part of a larger ecological network connecting with the Serengeti National Park and the Masai Mara Wildlife Reserve. Each year, approximately 1.7 million wildebeest, 260,000 zebras, and 470,000 gazelles participate in this great migratory flow. When June arrives, and with it the dry season, the herds leave the area again, pursuing new food sources in other regions. The annual migration through the rim of the Ngorongoro crater seems like a part of creation's perfect design. The Great Migration is a clear testament to the collective power of the wild world, where every creature has a role in the magical symphony that God has orchestrated for all things on Earth. Farther to the east, the Oldupai Gorge lies silently on the eastern edge of the Ngorongoro Conservation Area, like a space where time seems to have stopped to tell the story of the Earth. With a length of about 31 miles, this gorge cuts through the Great Rift Valley, revealing rock layers that hold traces of millions of years of formation and transformation. This is not just an arid ravine, but is also known as the cradle of humanity, where fossils of Homo habilis and Homo erectus have been discovered, along with many ancient stone tools. The name Oldupai Gorge comes from the Maasai word Oldupai, which refers to a type of wild sisal plant that grows scattered along the cliffs. This sisal plant, with its durable leaves and high survival ability, represents the vitality of nature in a water-scarce environment. Despite being in the rain shadow of the Ngorongoro highlands, Oldupai is one of the driest areas, creating a unique ecosystem where flora and fauna must adapt to survive. The ecosystem here is sustained by various insect species, among which the dung beetle plays a crucial role. This insect recycles animal dung, improving soil quality and ensuring the efficient use of available resources. When the sun rises in the morning, the light reflecting on the sand transforms the entire landscape into a shimmering black ribbon, clearly showing the constant movement of nature over time. Amidst this landscape, the Maasai community continues to live in harmony with nature. The traditional Boma villages, built of wood and mud, are distributed throughout the area as an inseparable part of the natural landscape. The Maasai graze their livestock moderately, maintaining healthy herds without harming the surrounding ecosystem. For them, Oldupai is part of a sacred heritage where the balance between humans and nature has been preserved for generations. The Ngorongoro Conservation Area, a natural heritage of humanity, is not just a safe haven for thousands of wild animal species. It is also a popular tourist destination, attracting over 600,000 visitors each year. However, this popularity poses many challenges to the sensitive ecosystem of the area. In the context of climate change and human pressure, the animals here face many threats. This area is like a giant natural theater with volcanic rock walls up to 2,000 feet high. This unique geological structure has created an enclosed space where biodiversity thrives, but at the same time it imposes significant limits on mobility and access to resources. Herbivores like wildebeest and zebra often have difficulty finding food and water, especially during prolonged dry seasons. Meanwhile, larger species like elephants face immense pressure due to resource scarcity. Additionally, agricultural and livestock activities on the edge of the Ngorongoro Conservation Area increase competition for resources between wildlife and human communities. Grassland areas are shrinking, water resources are overexploited, and there is a potential risk of disease transmission from livestock to wildlife. In particular, the African buffalo and wildebeest constantly face habitat loss due to the unsustainable use of natural resources. Since 2023, the conservation area has become a beacon of hope, with initiatives to protect endangered species like the black rhino. Anti-poaching patrol teams use drones and GPS systems, reducing poaching incidents by up to 70% compared to the period from 2018 to 2020. Meanwhile, habitat restoration projects, such as replanting over 7.5 square miles of native forest around the Ngorongoro swamp, have helped increase grassland area by 30%. Artificial irrigation in lakes like Lake Magadi has also allowed flamingos to continue finding refuge and food. The Ngorongoro Conservation Area, with over 600,000 visitors annually, also utilizes tourism revenue around $50 million in 2023 to invest in research and conservation infrastructure. Conserving Ngorongoro in particular and protecting the environment in general is not just the responsibility of one organization or individual, but of all humanity. Each person can contribute to conservation efforts by supporting wildlife protection organizations, limiting the use of products derived from hunted animals, and participating in raising environmental awareness. Responsible tourism, contributing to conservation funds, and reducing our own ecological footprint are concrete actions. Protecting Ngorongoro together today is preserving the breath of nature for the future.